Hello everyone. In this video, we'll explore how an admin can configure tenant policies and tenant messages, features that define how users log in, manage passwords, and receive important notifications. Meet Ria, the tenant admin at Technova Corp. One Monday morning, she finds her inbox flooded, users locked, user dormant, some forgot their passwords, and forgot password not enabled, and a few sessions are staying active too long. Looks like it's time for her to check the tenant policies in AutomationEdge. Let's see how Ria resolves these issues by configuring tenant policies. Tenant policies define how users access AutomationEdge securely, from controlling login attempts, setting password strength, to managing concurrent sessions and other behaviors. As a tenant admin, Ria can modify these from a single place, the configurations page. So let's jump into AutomationEdge and help Ria check these configurations. Ria logs into AutomationEdge and navigates to Settings right-pointing arrow configurations. Here, she finds two tabs, Login and Miscellaneous. Let's explore the Login tab first and see how she can manage the login policy, password policy, and session control. The login policy defines how users can log in. Let us check the details. First, we have Toggle button to enable forgot password. Toggle the switch to allow users to reset forgotten passwords, if required. Next is Number of attempts. Drag the switch between 0 to 10 and set the number of attempts to sign in to the application. The default attempt limit is 0, that is, there is no limit on the number of wrong password attempts. The user is notified of the remaining attempts whenever they log in with the wrong password. Once the user reaches the unsuccessful login attempt limit, the user account is locked. Then we have Dormancy Period. If an account has had no activity for a long period, then the state of the account changes to dormant. The dormancy period helps identify inactive users or processes to improve security, optimize resources, and ensure compliance. You can configure the dormancy period in days or months, which allows flexibility based on business needs. To set the dormancy period, if months is selected, drag the slider between 1 and 12. If days is selected, drag the slider between 1 and 365. The minimum period you can set is 1 day. User accounts are marked dormant during the nightly job. And last one is login delay. When a locked or disabled or dormant user account is enabled, the user needs to log on at the earliest so that the user state changes to active. To set the period, drag the switch between 1 to 30. Next set of policy are password policy. Password policy helps us define how password policy, password expiry, and password complexity. Password expiry, set the value for password expiry between 0 and 12. The default password expiry value is 0. That is, there is no password expiry. The policy forces the user to change their passwords within the duration set by the admin. User must change their password within the period, otherwise it forces to change password. Users will be notified before 15 days, 7 days, 1 day, and on the day of password expiry at the time of login. Next is password history. Set the value by dragging the cursor. Then we have password complexity, which help us to configure minimum length, minimum uppercase, minimum lowercase, minimum special characters and digits. And final setting we have here is login session control. This allows us to configure concurrent login for users. Select from any of the following options to configure for concurrent logins to AE. Allow multiple sessions, the default configuration. If the option is selected, a user can log in concurrently and have multiple active sessions at the same time. Prevent new sessions. If the option is selected, the user will be unable to log on to a new session if a session is already in progress. If a session is active and a user tries to log in again, then an error message appears. Invalidate old sessions. If the option is selected, then the user will log out of the current active session and will log into the new session. Here we have the user *S exception list, which allow us to select the tenant users for whom you don't want to allow concurrent logins. And that's how Ria manages her tenant policies and messages. By properly configuring these settings, she ensures a secure environment, reduces help desk tickets for password resets, and keeps her users informed effectively. Thank you for watching.